Hello everyone, how you going, and welcome back to what I call blackmagic ridiculousness. Now obviously you can read it for yourself, it obviously has its true name, but really all of these posts are just always pretty ridiculous in my eyes, and so I feel as though it's fairly fair in that way. But anyway, let's jump straight into it and see what I'm talking about, shall we? So then, starting right off with, your eyes can only process so much, which is why I love this trick. Oh, what is it with this guy just month after month after month just popping up on here? I mean, he does the exact same thing every time, but just his magical rope, but it certainly doesn't mean I get any closer to understanding how he does it. Because look, I can understand how people sleight of hand wallets and watches and phones and all those kind of things, but how do you just kind of break and reconnect rope over and over and over again? It honestly, every single time I see this, just completely baffles me. Go, is it magnets? Is it magic? I just don't understand how he does such a thing. And because it's not as though he just does it in one spot and then just keeps going. He gets ends of all different lengths, he gets ropes of all different lengths, and every single time he just does it completely flawlessly. It doesn't make sense. And so even though this post obviously belongs in this sub because it is definitely ridiculous and definitely magic, at the same time I'm kind of getting over just looking at this guy's face because it's just starting to annoy me about how good he is. Almost like the saying, fool me once, shame on me, but then fool me twice, shame on you. And then really this guy just proceeds to do it a third and a fourth and a fifth and sixth time all in one movie, and then by the time you've seen the movie 3 months in a row, you just go, oh, I just can't handle this guy anymore. Honestly, like I said, it's incredible, but really it's just so annoying because I never ever get closer to understanding. And even if I watch every single frame of this entire thing, I feel as though I would never even get any closer to understanding how he does it. I don't understand. So to be honest, it just makes me annoyed and just angry that I just have absolutely no idea how he does it. I mean, I guess that is exactly what a perfect magic trick is meant to do, just leave the person completely dumbfounded and just wishing they knew. But hey, this one just completely annoys me to a whole nother level because like I said, I've seen it over and over and over again and I never get any closer. So well done to you, but I'm moving on. Gum changes flavor 4 times. What are we going to have and how the hell are we ever going to be able to prove that? Wait, hang on a second. Oh, wait, what? Wait, hang on a second. I certainly did not expect this guy to be just trying to changing the flavor, and that's what I meant by how you're going to prove that it changes flavor. I mean, but what the hell? This guy's just constantly, it's the same packet. It's like a wrinkled up packet as well, but he just gets to buy one packet and then just get 4 out of the one thing. That is honestly pretty cool, and hey, I haven't seen that one before, so it's not actually making me mad yet, not like the last one. This one is actually still cool, and even though it is definitely confusing and I have no idea how he would do such a thing, it's some kind of sleight of hand, I can only imagine. I mean, I don't even know if that's the right term in magician's terms, but hey, I certainly don't know what I'm talking about, but this guy definitely knows what he's doing. But no, this guy would definitely be the life of the party, especially with 5 gum. That is just like the absolute pinnacle of flavor, just intensity. I mean, in saying that, I wonder if he can do it with other things, like can he change the flavor of chocolate, can he change the flavor of chips, because he would absolutely just be the king at a party, like I said, because you're just like, oh, I don't like salt of vinegar, well, here you go, here's some plain. Oh, I don't like that, well, I don't know, here you go, here's another one. And then he would just be able to continually cycle things around, just meeting everyone's need. It is honestly just a perfect magic trick, or if not a magic trick, just a perfect kind of superpower in that way. And it's even the fact that obviously he's opened it, but it still seems to have its original plastic wrapper on it, so it's not as though you can even really touch the thing to even change it. So I have absolutely no idea how this guy is even doing it, and even just how the way he flicks it as well. Like, there's so many different little quirks and features to this entire thing, but it really is a fantastic magic trick. I mean, I'm sure its roots are somewhere in cards or something like that, but no, the entire thing is just well done, well executed, and completely catches you off guard because, well, he's just kind of in the middle of the shop, so I can only imagine he is, and then he just kind of whips that magic trick out. And to be honest, it's always a thing about, is this actually an original 5 gum packet or is it some kind of magician's packet? I really can never know. But in saying that, even though it'd be very easy to kind of go, oh, well, that's obviously some kind of, I don't know, changeable 5 gum packet that he bought, but actually in saying that, I feel as though a lot of the time it is just downright just ridiculous magic where you just go, huh? So hey, you can't not be impressed by the entire thing because, well, again, it's just impressive if nothing else. I mean, of course, virtually everything that we're going to see on here would have taken countless hours to kind of perfect or to even just build upon from other skills, but at the same time, you just got to give it to people that can just dedicate themselves to something like that, just be able to kind of just flick a packet of 5 gum and have it change color. Like, really, if you kind of think about what it is, it's kind of nothing, but when you actually know what's going on, it's just crazy. So what can I say? This one's awesome, and really it's just completely turned my entire mood around because I was just in a pit after the last one because I was so annoyed about the entire thing, but this one is just cool and it's been well executed and all of those kind of things, so well done to this guy. And hey, let me say right now, if the guy wants to take some of my ideas and start doing this with chip packets and all those kind of things, feel free, no hard feelings by that, and I'd love to see it. Fire from above. Oh, what are we gonna have? Wait, hang on a second. Fire from above, where is it gonna come from? What's gonna happen? Oh, nice work. I actually have heard of how they do this, but I just can't remember. I don't know if it's some kind of alcohol vapor or just what it is, but no, it just looks awesome. It definitely looks like some wizardry if nothing else. And what can I say? It really does make for an incredible show. Just the way that the fire just descends from his hand, he doesn't even care about it. He doesn't make a big deal. It's not as though he's just suddenly screaming because it's not, well, not meant to happen or something like that. No, he just completely calmly just descends the fire from above like the title said, and well, it just makes it an awesome display. Of course, in saying that, you certainly would hope that the food also kind of matches the display, but at the same time, if it is anything like this, certainly helps bump up the ratings, and so maybe you have to just do that to get extra 5-star ratings, or just, add a couple of brownie points if nothing else. And also, I feel as though my favorite part besides the fire about this entire thing is just the fact that everyone in the background just goes, ooh, what is is that? What's going on over there? Just certainly can't blame them, and I would definitely be doing the same thing as suddenly a 1 meter high fireball just erupts from a guy's hands, and well, if nothing else, you're just going to be worried about the food below. But no, this is definitely, from what I can tell, all done in a controlled environment, so don't just go doing this and hoping that you're going to be doing the same thing, because I would feel fairly confident in saying that this, like every other magic trick, just takes a little while to kind of perfect, and so you certainly wouldn't just want to be a rookie just trying to play with fire, because besides the fact that you may ruin a perfectly good meal, at the same time you're obviously in harm's way, and so maybe it's probably better to just kind of start with the last one. You know, I certainly think that packs of gum magic is just a little bit safer than a massive fireball. I mean, hey, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the gum trick uses some, I don't know, enriched uranium, and just so it's completely dangerous to do if you're a rookie. But in saying that, I feel as though it's fairly safe to say that someone should definitely start with the gum, or even just a little bit of the road trick before they move on to fire. And so this guy just, like I said, he does it so calmly, so well, and really just adds to the entire atmosphere. Well, I mean, he also adds to the atmosphere. But hey, it's all for the experience of the overall dinner, and really I can only imagine they're getting paid quite handsomely to do something like this, even just to kind of offer it as a service, if nothing else. And to be honest, I feel as though that is kind of fair enough, considering the fact that you're getting, well, a hell of a good meal, and also just a magic show at the same time. I mean, 2 in 1, sign me up and let me know where this kind of thing is, because I'd love to see it in the flesh, because I'd love to feel the heat, just how quick and intense that is, but at the same time, it just looks awesome. What kind of sorcery is this? Oh, more ropes. What are we going to have more ropes? Why do we have to have more ropes? Like, I swear, if this one is kind of like the last one that we saw, this is going to be ridiculous. Don't tell me he's just going to suddenly phase through it or something. Oh, wait, hang on a second. What are we going to have? I am watching intently. What? Wait, what? I didn't. No. Hang on a second. They just cut that way too soon. I actually wanted to see them escape, probably. I mean, I guess half a second later, they probably would have showed you that they escaped, but no, I just want to pause and see, well, like, how is that going to work? Okay, so your hand is then able to slip out there. No, what? I don't really understand what is going on here. Oh, actually, don't mind me. I can actually see what's going on here. They're trying to just get the white rope out of the blue rope, not actually trying to get the hand out of the white rope. Okay, now I'm kind of following what's going on here, and they did actually show that. I mean, I must say, the crossfade certainly didn't help, and I have also seen this one before, but it is definitely impressive. Here we go, don't mind me. Yep, just like that, you're holding your cord nice and well. I mean, it feels like this one is virtually the same one. Here we go, you just have to loop it around again, and yeah, we've definitely seen things like this before, but it's definitely cool, and it's always the fact that things like this are obviously so simple, and really they've spawned from just kind of rudimentary things like kind of tie up a cord to or something else, but really they are always awesome. I mean, I must say, at least with the first one, there is definitely a much easier way to do it. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, now we can see it. Now you just kind of just slide this off the end, and then all of a sudden you just be free. I mean, it's very simple. You just have to think a little bit more out of the box instead of just being tied up with 2 ropes. But no, like I said, all these things are definitely cool. I mean, obviously you do have to have enough kind of length on the thing to be able to do it, but you just, the way you just so easily pass it around, you kind of look at it and go, surely that wouldn't work, and then all of a sudden it just pops out like that. And also, in saying that, I have absolutely no idea why this orange one would ever want to be done, because surely no one is actually trying to get their cords all tangled under their desk and everything. You know, generally people try and keep their cables nice and neat, and so I don't feel as though tying them to your desk, especially in that manner, is going to kind of accomplish that task. So look, maybe I'm wrong, and let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and say that tying your cord to your desk probably isn't the best way to go about doing things. But if I'm honest, I feel as though what I find is most impressive about the entire thing is just that someone was able to think about this, and even just from a knot's perspective, just understand how mechanics works within the entire knot, just to be able to do something like this. But to actually be able to think of something like that in the first place is just, well, I don't know, some kind of genius. And look, I guess that is often the way with puzzles, you know, whether it be the kind of stainless steel puzzles that slide into each other just seamlessly, and everyone's just always frustratingly trying to pull them apart, and they get bent because someone just gets so angry with it and just rips it apart. Or whether it be hitches and knots and things like this with cables and rope and all those kind of puzzles, you know, they're always pretty impressive. Or even just the ones where I don't even know what to call it, but with beads and things, oh, they're always awesome as well. There is honestly just so many very, very smart people that I just don't understand how they do the things they do. And I must admit that puzzle making like this, or whatever kind of puzzles you want to make, is definitely one of them, because if nothing else, I feel as though generally it's quite difficult to make your brain work in, well, I guess reverse, if that makes sense. But hang on a second, this is actually the first poster that we've actually been explained how to do it. You know, you could just go to your friends and just use this magic trick on them. You don't have to have any prerequisites in magic or anything like that. No, you can just kind of watch this video very intensely, just go, okay, figure the entire thing out, and then go, oh, well, that was easy. And then of course from there you'll just be able to amaze a whole bunch of people. You know, it's obviously ended up in this sub because a whole bunch have never seen it. So in saying that, I can only assume that most people have never seen such a thing. So really, it's just a perfect magic trick. You've been explained it is really easy to do, and also it just looks cool. And look, as well as being a perfect beginner's magic trick, maybe at the same time you just will be able to get good enough at it to where you can just kind of create your own things. And then maybe by then you'll just be annoying people like me, because I just go, well, I have no idea how to do this anymore. Unlike these ones, this has just been taken up to a whole nother level. Well, if you want to take that credit, then go for it. Hydrophobic Surface creates wall of water. Ooh, is this on oddly satisfying as well as black magic ridiculousness? Like, what am I looking at here? Oh wait, that isn't a gel. Don't tell me that is liquid. Oh, look at it go. Oh my goodness, thank you very much. You can even bounce on it with your finger like it's a trampoline, and it just does that. No, that's so impressive, but I can only imagine that tile has just been coated with hydrophobic, or I guess it said that's what it was. so it just forces the water to use its surface tension just to hold itself together. I mean, in saying that, I would love to know how high and how much water you could actually add to this thing before it just went and gave up. But look, obviously this video is quite zoomed in, but so far it's certainly not breaking apart, so look, maybe it can actually just build a building like that. And look, even though I don't think it's the right word to describe this situation, I'd always just love meniscus on all these kind of things. You just get to see how water tension and just how water and liquids just hold onto themselves so tightly, and how you can just overfill things exactly like this is. You know, surely you would see that and go, how much water can you store in this? You go, well, I don't know, nothing. And then cut to 5 seconds later, after you've done a little bit of hydrophobic nature into the entire tile, and you're just suddenly storing an entire liter on top of a flat tile. I mean, you'd just be blowing people's minds if they had no idea what was going on here. But hey, at least for us, it was certainly explain what was going on here, so we just weren't completely left in the dark. I mean, I must say at the start there, it is a little bit confusing how the water drop doesn't just kind of seep off and how they made it run directly into the thing, and maybe they just did it through trial and error. But at the same time, it almost looks, wait a second, I don't know what I was about to say, but I've just kind of answered my own question midway through. No, okay, so they've actually coated the outside of the tile. For some reason, I was thinking that they just coated the inside of the tile and that's where the water was, but no, the hydrophobic surface is on the square on the outside of the tile. I mean, now that I said it, sounds so obvious because of course the water doesn't want to. I mean, I guess it doesn't really have a choice in, but it just doesn't want to go on the extremities of the tile, and so it makes sense how the water drop just kind of so effortlessly glides along, because it just didn't make sense to me how the water drop would be able to so cleanly just slide along the tile while simultaneously having a, well, I thought was hydrophobic in the middle. But no, when I actually get to think about it for more than a second, or just so to get locked on one train of thought, then I can definitely see how this entire thing works. So really well done to these people, and honestly, like I said, it's not even just a blackmagic ridiculousness kind of post, it is almost just more of an oddly satisfying post. So I didn't even know where this belongs, but it definitely belongs in multiple subreddits, because well, just look at how just satisfying it is with just the way that it holds it, and then even the fact that you can even displace some of the water with your finger and it just maintains its shape and everything like that. Oh, just the entire thing about it just makes it look like a solid, and that's just cool, I reckon. But actually, in saying that, I feel as though this entire sub is built around things just being a little bit unexplainable, so to say, or at least to the common man, and I feel as though this one is definitely just science instead of magic, and so I don't know if it kind of counts as much, but no, I definitely like it as a video. Transparent mechanical watch movement. Whoa, look at that, that is just awesome. I wonder how they've done it. Have they done it using refraction and there's actually a whole bunch of things under there, or is it actually just see-through or something? And what the hell? I can only imagine that there has to be some kind of physical connection between the way that you turn the dial and then the movement of the arm, but no, that is just incredible, just the way it just continually goes around. How long is this GIF, or is it just perfectly looped? Because if it's perfectly looped, that's awesome as well. But yeah, oh my goodness, there we go, that is finally the end of the GIF. My goodness, that was a little bit jarring. I just expected it to be looping forever, and hey, I'm sure I could kind of edit it, so maybe I just will. But no, what can I say? This kind of thing, as expensive as I can only imagine it would be, is definitely black magic, because obviously someone would have had to think it up in the first place, and then even just the engineers and design team just be able to actually get it done. My god, it would be so impressive, and like I said, so expensive. But in saying that, at the same time, obviously usually when you wear a watch, I mean, unless this is more of a pocket watch situation, but really when you usually kind of think of a movement on a watch, that's just going to be looking straight through your wrist. And so to be honest, now that I have thought about it that way, it kind of loses a little bit of its appeal, because well, it looks so awesome just being able to see through it like that. But regardless of what the rest of the watch actually looks like, you know, straps and all, really, if you're just going to be wearing it on your wrist, you're just going to be staring at your wrist the entire time. I mean, I guess it gives an entirely new meaning. It's just people kind of drawing a watch face on their wrist and going, oh, it's half past a freckle. I mean, it might actually be for this thing. But no, when I think about it that way, as impressive as their kind of engineering behind the entire thing is, I just don't understand it as a design. I mean, look, I'm certainly no master of fashion or anything like this, so I certainly don't feel as though my word is gospel, but at the same time, I just feel as though it is definitely weird, and even though it is definitely cool, I would just never be able to wear it, because, well, I don't feel as though it's very functional. I don't really want to be wearing my wrist the entire time. If I want to be wearing a watch, surely I would want to be wearing a functional watch, you know, one that I can actually see the dials and the hands and everything like that on, and also just ones that has like 12 to 3 to 6 to 9 and all those different things like that. I mean, obviously everyone that would be buying an analog watch would be able to tell the time just by looking at it. You know, everyone kind of knows where at least the 12 is, and so you can kind of figure out everything else from there. But hey, maybe I have a reason to want to know the exact minute on my watch face, and maybe I'm not some god that can just perfectly deduce every single 6-degree increment on a watch face. And so from that perspective, this watch would definitely not be the one for me. I mean, like I said, it is definitely cool and it's definitely awesome, and I'd love to know how they've done it. I mean, it definitely fits in that regard, because I have no idea how they've done it. But when a watch has been designed to have just no numbers, no faces, or even just sometimes no hands or no real hands on a face, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, surely if you want to be wearing a watch, you want to be wearing some kind of functional piece of something. And so in saying that, I would actually just love one of these, but just massive, you know, like just, I don't know, at least a meter around, just all over the wall, and then you just be able to go, wow, that is impressive, because then you could put whatever view you want behind it. You know, you could put some just beautiful garden, you put some beautiful landscape, some ocean views, whatever you want, you could just have it through the, literally through the glass, be making a beautiful statement out of the entire timepiece that obviously someone has spent so much time and energy doing. So really, I think that is definitely more the way to go. I have no idea what the kind of price of that would be, especially to kind of do all this black magic. But hey, if I'm going to be buying something like this, that is going to be the one that I want, because that is just awesome. And even though this one is awesome, I just want it a little bit bigger because I don't want to be staring at half past a freckle. It's easier to perform white magic. Where is the black magic going to be happening here? Ooh, is a little bit of a spin with, wait, hang on a second. Where did that second egg come from? Hang on. That is just cheating. Oh, we're going to add a third one. What's going to happen? What the hell is going on here? This guy is even more of a magician than the last guy. I just want to witness what the hell is going on here. These are the times that I wish I could actually just slow down the video on Reddit, but you just can't do it. Where the hell is it? I think I saw a little bit of white somewhere in there. I don't know if it was just maybe, oh, it was probably just his apron because he's so skilled at it. But okay, I can definitely understand how maybe 2x can go in there, but where does this third one come from? Look, he's doing a little bit of a spin maneuver. There's 2 in there. Okay, I got that. You know, he was holding it under the bowl before. It's all good. I can get that. But then when the hell does he do it? Oh, I see it. There we go. So he's got a little egg here. Here we go. And then he just passes it over there. Look, he tucks it up inside right where he had the other one and then dumps it in. There we go. You have not managed to trick me this time. I'm like every other person on this sub ever. This guy has just actually been not able to escape me. And I'm feeling so, well, I'm actually feeling a little bit happy with myself for once. Because so often on this sub, you just feel like a complete idiot. I don't know, just like a human walking amongst the gods or something like that. Because, well, all these people are just insane. And hey, don't get me wrong, this guy's sleight of hand is certainly impressive. I probably just would have dropped the eggs all over the floor, just all over the table, and just stuffed up the entire thing. And look, I feel as though it would be fairly fair to say that it's quite difficult to hide something as big as an egg when you've got nothing but a bowl in your bare hands. So all things considered, he did do very, very well. And really, if you were watching it in person, you would just probably have no idea. If you didn't have the power of video where you can just kind of go forward and back and rewatch it a million times just in the moment, then really it would definitely make sense, because you're just going to be chatting to friends, you're going to be enjoying your food, and then all of a sudden you just be paying attention and he whips 2 eggs out of the bowl and then makes it 3, and you're just going, what the hell is this guy doing? It's definitely just a magician. But so no, it's definitely well done. So you definitely do have to give props to this guy. It's just a shame that he is so limited just with the size of the egg and just having nothing else to kind of just be able to just hide it up his sleeve, so to say. And even though I feel as though there was probably someone out there that can do it just without tucking the bowl back to the edge of the table, it is just insane that anyone has that kind of just perfection, when really all you trained up to be was a chef. You certainly didn't train up to be a magician. You certainly didn't train up to just conjure fire from your hand or just make eggs appear out of bowls. So hey, in saying that, just well done to these guys. They do a remarkable job with what they've been dealt. And look, I can only assume that you would get better and better and better at. So maybe this guy's just going to be a complete master in a couple of months, and really then you just won't know where the eggs are coming from. Sun put soapy hands on concrete years ago. There are still permanent invisible handprints that show when the concrete gets wet. Now obviously the title kind of ruined the payoff for this entire magic trick, if you want to call it that, but it certainly doesn't explain the entire thing. How would it last for that long? I mean, unless the concrete was brand new and it somehow kind of formed within it, but it certainly doesn't explain how it just managed to stay there for that long and not even just kind of get eroded over time. And obviously it's the entire point of this post, but why does it only show up when they're wet? Like, that is an entirely different situation. Is it keeping it clean so it's brighter? Is it, I don't even know what kind of reaction just has happened there just to make this stay for so long, and also what caused it in the first place? Because if I'm honest, I would just love to know how this happened in the first place, because then if you knew that, you'd be able to recreate it. And even if you weren't personally the most gifted artist, I'm sure you could just kind of commission someone just to kind of brighten up your concrete, because let's be honest, concrete is kind of useful and utilitarian as it is. It certainly is not the most beautiful thing to look at. And so if you were able to create some kind of just hidden illustration and artwork underneath the concrete, or just not underneath the concrete, but when it gets wet, it would just be incredible. You know, you could do it to a driveway, you can do it in the middle of a sound square, and I honestly think people would absolutely love it as an artwork and just even as an idea. So look, even though this person just said that there was their son's soapy hands a while ago, really I can only imagine that there was something else involved in this entire thing, because surely you would just be seeing this all over the place. I mean, I guess in saying that, there probably isn't too many cases of soapy water being used around concrete or even just on concrete, but hey, I would just really want to know how something like this has even been done, because it is just awesome. And I guess in saying that, even though I love this video, really that is the most annoying part about this entire thing, the fact that this person hasn't explained it, besides the fact that it was just soapy water. You know, generally when we see black magic posted, it's actually been done by some kind of professional, with at least that they know what they're doing, but really this person just goes, I don't know, my son's soapy hands just kind of crawled along the concrete, or I don't know what it was, and really it just suddenly has ghost hands. And so even though I guess it isn't any different to the other posts, because we don't get explanations for them either, really at the same time I would just love to know how to do this, because it just looks so cool. Just the fact that it's kind of just like writing an invisible ink pen, isn't it? And so in saying that, maybe I'll have to do a little bit of my own investigation and see if anyone on the internet knows, or really maybe I'll just try it out myself. But really, if you know, or anyone that you know knows, really just please let me know in the comments, because I would just love to know how to do anything like this. And so now finally for the top of the month for black magic, we have guy saves another man's life by touching him on the shoulder. Oh, this is an absolute internet classic. Look at this, just the way he's, yep, no worries, just waltzing along, taps him on the shoulder, the truck goes by, this kind of swings the gate around and just dodges it. It is an absolute classic. If you haven't seen this, I don't know where you've been, but what can I say? Like I said, it is an absolute classic, and it's certainly just a little bit unexplainable. I mean, maybe just kind of things lining up, and really he was very lucky that he didn't get taken out by that gate, but at the same time people have chalked it up to him being a time traveler and he's wearing a hat and he's come back to save himself, or really just so many random things. And look, to be honest, even though I'm no conspiracy theorist, at the same time you just have to go, damn, well, I mean, I guess something really happened there, because there is no way that something like that can just kind of happen. Look, I guess laws of probability could probably say that this could happen once, but really just the fact that it can happen once and even just get caught on camera is just insane. And I guess in saying that, I would love to know who went and got this video. Like, did the guy that actually nearly got cleaned up by the gate go and get it because they knew it was his shop and his security camera, or just who kind of noticed that this happened and posted it to the internet to see? Because if it wasn't the guy that nearly got cleaned up by the gate, it just adds an entire another level of just kind of coincidence into the equation. You know, just what was the chances that the guy was walking along, tapped him on the shoulder, the truck drove past and made the gate swing, and then really he turned around at the right time and just did all those kind of things, and then it still got uploaded after it got captured by the video. It just does not make sense. If you multiply all those things out, like I said, it was just I don't even know what the number is, but just a one chance to whatever. So look, even though it's an absolute classic and I really don't understand how it's at the top of the month, at the same time it definitely deserves to be top of the month, because there is clearly no other explanation here besides probability that it has to be black magic. You know, that is the two things, and really one of them is very, very slim and the other one is, well, I don't even know if I can prove it, but at the same time it just makes more sense in a way. And so even though we have seen plenty of just downright magic tricks where someone knows what's going on, really the last two have just been proven that they're the top of the month kind of post because no one is ever able to explain them. And so even though I am about to double contradict myself, because like I said, I just don't understand how it's top of the month if everyone has not seen this video before. And even though we have seen some absolutely brilliant magic tricks this month, really those people know what they're doing, and so it definitely is black magic. Where this one, I don't know, it just has something different about it. It just kind of sends shivers down your spine because it is just completely unexplainable. No matter how many times you watch it, it just gets weirder every time. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for black magic. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Let me know if you had a favorite post out of any of these. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some of the other videos out now. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.